And because the evidence is probably weak that he is guilty of interstate sex trafficking, they had to seal the charges. I don't think any black man needs 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Hey, no Diddy, man. No Diddy.
All right. So they telling me that Dr. Umar is another one who has jumped on the free Diddy train. We gonna see what he got to say. But he looked very angry in this picture on the screen. Let's get it. Like the video and subscribe.
Sean Puffy Combs' federal charges have little, if anything, to do with domestic abuse or pedophilia. His major sex crime federally is he's being accused of transporting women across state lines to engage in sex. What we call prostitution. Not Casey, not the freak-offs, not underage girls, but prostitution. Why am I bringing this up? Because I don't support prostitution either. I do not support men paying for the sugar box. I do not support black women having to sexually exploit their sugar box in order to pay their bills. With that being said, prostitution is the oldest female business on the planet Earth. Prostitution is the oldest female business on the planet Earth. Prostitution is the oldest female business on the planet Earth. It is the sexual trafficking that Sean Puffy Combs is being accused of. Not domestic abuse, not freak-offs, not stomping out Cassie, not engaging in sex with underage women. It is interstate sexual trafficking. That is the charge. Why am I bringing this up? I'm bringing this up, peace God, because when I listen to the news, they're not talking about the evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. When I listen to the news, they're not talking about the evidence of Sean Puffy Combs. When I listen to the news, I have yet to hear anybody give me a specific piece of interstate sex trafficking evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. I'ma say it again. I'ma say it for the low political IQ Negroes. I'ma say it for the average political IQ Negroes. And I'ma say it for the high IQ Negroes. I haven't seen or heard a single piece of evidence against Sean Puffy Combs. I ain't read it in the New York Times. I ain't read it in the Philadelphia Inquirer. I ain't heard it on CNN. I ain't seen it on headline news. Where is the evidence that Sean Puffy Combs engaged in interstate sex trafficking? I keep hearing about Cassie when I turn on the news. Why are we hearing about Cassie when Cassie has nothing to do with the federal indictment? I don't think any black man should have 1,000 bottles of baby oil. I don't think any black man needs 1,000 bottles of baby oil. But I haven't seen anywhere in federal law where owning 1,000 bottles of baby oil is a federal crime. Brothers and sisters, are you with me so far? Brothers and sisters, are you with me so far? Do you understand, overstand, and understand what the most requested black scholar in the world is saying right now? Do you understand and overstand and understand what the most requested black scholar in the world is saying right now? Do you understand, overstand, and understand what the premier Pan-Africanist on the planet is saying to you right now? Baby oil is not a federal crime. Stomping out Cassie, he was not charged with a crime. The freak-offs are not crimes. So why do we keep hearing about Cassie? Why do we keep hearing about baby oil? Why do we keep hearing about freak-offs? Where are the federal charges, and why are the charges being sealed? Why did the feds seal the charges against Sean Puffy Combs? I'm gonna tell you one reason why the feds sealed the charges against Sean Puffy Combs. one of the biggest reasons they sealed the charges against Sean Puffy Combs is because the evidence is probably weak. The evidence is probably weak. And because the evidence is probably weak that he is guilty of interstate sex trafficking, and because the evidence is probably weak that he is guilty of interstate sex trafficking, they had to seal the charges. They had to hide the charges from you and I. They had to hide the charges from you and I long enough for the public execution to be carried out.
Okay, so that's a lot. Now, the indictment was unsealed, right? So, y'all gotta let me know, because didn't I go through a 14-page indictment with y'all already? So maybe Umar didn't see this. Maybe this is old. Is this old? Because I saw this floating around yesterday. So this is a day old. The indictment was unsealed about 2 days ago. Also, there's more than just trafficking that's involved in these indictments. A big part was abuse going on during these freak-offs. Were drugs being slid around? Were people being forced to do certain things? Is a big part of these indictment charges. Bribing, arson, threatening, putting hands on people who might try to say, hey, Diddy, what you doing is wrong. And they saying security might step in, or Diddy himself might step in and threaten people. But also, they haven't literally said Cassie's name in the indictment, but there's plenty of lines where it's like they're obviously talking about Cassie. So she is referenced in the indictment. Now, with that being said, maybe somebody could say, well, they're talking more about the freak-offs. They're talking more about Cassie instead of trafficking in the news. But at the end of the day, that's what the media is going to do. Essentially, everybody is posting content that shows how much of a monster Diddy is being accused of, or how much of a monster he's being accused of being, okay? That's what's going on. And when the charges are this serious, and when a video comes out of you, see, the public witch hunt, it kind of started before the Cassie video, because there was a lot of people who had been thinking these things about Diddy for years. But when the Cassie video came out, it was up. The cat was out of the bag. Now you got everybody who hasn't liked Diddy for years. They coming, and it's time for them to eat. Diddy was a billionaire. He ate plenty. The freak-offs lasted for days, they saying. This is what comes with it. It's his job to fight the case and try to beat it now. And some of these people, they got to understand, Dr. Umar, if it's your time, it's going to be your time. Never gave up. If it's your time, it's going to be my time. The minute they saw Dr. Umar talking to a white girl, it was his time. And it's his job to say, hey, it wasn't what it looked like. But everybody has their turn in the media frenzy. It's a part of what you sign up for. And I don't know how Diddy, because see, people keep saying this, and I think it's very true. Jay-Z cleaned up his act a long time ago. You could talk about all the petty stuff Jay-Z has done in your opinion, but at least he's a married man with children. At least we don't hear too many stories about him trying to live some lifestyle of a 20-year-old. And I think that's where Diddy really messed up. Now, I got another video coming out that's going to talk about how Diddy really could have avoided this whole situation, because everybody thinking it was a witch hunt for Diddy. That might not have been the case. Diddy had a chance to nip this in the bud. We going to get into it in my next video, all right? But the optics of Diddy always look like he was a playboy. Even when he was talking about vote or die, even when he was giving away a lot of money for charity, he still had this ambiance and energy of, I'm still this big party boy at an old age. I think that type of lifestyle will come back and bite you in the ass. All that Ciroc and all that shit. Okay, every time he was promoting his liquor, it wasn't him just sitting back, you know, enjoying the liquor by the pool. It was him at a party with the bottle in his hand. Like he a young 20-year-old. The optics of that is not the best. And if you playing like that, you better be playing 100% by the rules. Because if you not, they coming. So, you know, if Diddy beats this, I hope he'll see all the people who was trying to fight for him. But I think some of these celebrities are losing some of their audience, damning themselves to more accusations and more theories about them. Because now everybody who's defending Diddy, I keep hearing people say, it must be tapes of you at a Diddy party. And Dr. Umar is a very interesting one, because I know a lot of black people look up to Dr. Umar. So will people keep the same energy with Dr. Umar as they did with, let's say, Boosie or Faizon Love, all the other people who have been defending Diddy? Because don't tell me y'all been taking it easy on Dr. Umar, the Pan-African Prince, and y'all giving everybody else y'all ass to kiss. Because sometimes I watch that in media. Y'all pick and choose who y'all want to go after. Y'all never really keep it fair. Y'all know how y'all do. So y'all let me know what y'all think about Dr. Umar and his statements. But like I said, a lot of these celebrities, they are coming out and showing us their true colors. Like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.